I will start with the introduction of Perodua. Perodua, atau perusahaan automobil kedua senia Berhad, is Malaysia's second national car maker and has grown to become one of the most trusted automotive brands in the country. Established in 1993, Perodua focused on producing compact, fuel-efficient and affordable vehicles that suit the needs of everyday Malaysians. Models like Myvi, Azia, Beza and Azza have become popular choices for individuals and families alike. Known for their reliability, low maintenance costs and user-friendly design. With a strong commitment to customer satisfaction, Perodua has developed an extensive network of branches and service centres across Malaysia to ensure convenient and accessible support for all their customers. One from their branch is Perodua Gombada, located in Kuala Terengganu, strategically situated in the growing area of Gombada. This branch plays an important role in serving customers from Kuala Terengganu and nearby districts. It offers a complete range of services including new car sales, after-sales service, spare part and vehicle maintenance. Perodua Gombada is known for its friendly staff, efficient service and customer-focused approach. The team is dedicated to ensuring every customer receives the support they need, whether they are buying a new vehicle or maintaining their current one. With a strong reputation in the East Coast region, the branch continues to uphold Perodua's value of quality, trust and care.
Next, Perodua places a great emphasis on selecting high-quality vendor, even though this process is time-consuming. This is important because defective components are replaced immediately and returned to HQ for analysis. Vendors are responsible for making improvements or Kaizen process to prevent repeat failures. Next, from a design and production ethic perspective, Perodua is committed to using safe and environmentally friendly materials. The company also ensures that the process do not harm workers, comply with the environmental law and human rights, and also strive to reduce its carbon footprint through clean technology. Next, for supply disruption, Perodua acts quickly by finding alternative vendor so that production is not affected. For example, if supply from vendor A disrupted, Perodua will switch to vendor B to maintain operational continuity. Finally, Perodua's main challenge is meeting high demands, especially when the customer have to wait for long periods due to the long process or tight production lines. Therefore, only best vendors are selected to ensure quality and customer satisfaction.
Perodua builds long-term relationships with suppliers by carefully selecting vendors that offer high-quality products, especially vendors from Japan and Indonesia. This ensures consistent reliability and satisfaction for both Perodua and customers. Based on our interview, Encik Amirul said there is a process that Perodua and vendors work together to maintain quality of the raw material before assembling the car. First, when a defect occurs, for example a faulty gearbox, Perodua replaces it under warranty. The defective part is returned to HQ and then sent back to the vendors for analysis. The vendors investigate the root cause and implements Kaizen or continuous improvement to prevent the issue from happening again. This feedback and improvement process help Perodua maintain strong long-term partnership with Perodua vendors while ensuring product quality and customer trust. Next, we will move on to supply chain strategies. Perodua has adopted aspects of the Toyota Production System (TPS), including just-in-time (JIT) production and internal Kanban to minimize waste, reduce inventory, and improve productivity. This means producing only the parts and vehicle required when needed and in the right quantities by customers. Perodua employs lean principle like standardized work, 5S, which is sort, set in order, shine, standardize, and sustain, and also Kaizen, which is continuous improvement, to enhance efficiency, reduce waste, and improve overall operation.
Next is Perodua's inventory management. Perodua maintains a variety of inventory categories including raw materials, work in progress, finished goods, and maintenance supplies to ensure efficient vehicle production and delivery. Perodua uses control techniques such as just-in-time, Kanban systems, ABC analysis, and regular audits to reduce waste and assure smooth production. Perodua also uses demand forecasting tools such as time series analysis, regression, and ERP-based projections to precisely plan production and inventories, typically in partnership with suppliers and dealers.
At Perodua, inventory management is enhanced with advanced technology to ensure smooth operations. Firstly, an ERP system coordinates key activities such as monitoring stock levels, processing parts orders, and communicating with suppliers in real time. This speeds up daily tasks and reduces manual errors. Secondly, every spare part is labeled with a unique barcode scan via mobile device, allowing instant and accurate updates to inventory data. Thirdly, Perodua is exploring the use of artificial intelligence to forecast demand by analyzing historical data and customer patterns, helping to avoid stockouts and excess inventory. Fourthly, all inventory information is accessible through a centralized digital dashboard, enabling managers to make quick and informed decisions. Finally, the ERP system integrates with supplier platforms to automate reordering when stock falls below a minimum level, ensuring essential parts are always available and the supply chain runs efficiently. With these technologies, Perodua guarantees efficient, accurate, and competitive inventory management.
Next, I will be explaining how Perodua uses structured decision-making tools such as decision trees, simulation, and optimization to support its operation. First, let's look at decision trees. Perodua uses decision trees to evaluate different options when facing complex operational decisions. For example, when selecting a supplier, the company considers factors like cost, quality, reliability, and delivery time. Each branch of the decision tree represents a possible choice and its expected outcome, allowing the company to choose the most efficient and lowest risk option. Next is simulation. Simulation is used to test what-if scenarios in Perodua's production process. For example, if there's a sudden 20% increase in demand for the Perodua MyV, simulation helps predict whether the current inventory and production schedules can meet the demand. This helps Perodua plan ahead and avoid production delays or shortages. Last one is optimization. Perodua uses optimization models to determine the best production mix for its vehicle models. The company wants to maximize output while minimizing cost, so it needs to balance factors like labor hours, machine availability, material usage, and production deadlines. These models help Perodua decide how many units of MyV, Beza, and Asia to produce each month within available resource. So, decision tree, simulation, and optimization tools help Perodua make smart, data-driven decisions in its daily operations. This method improves efficiency, reduces waste, and supports strategic planning in a competitive automotive industry.
In Perodua's daily operations, there are many important decisions that need to be made in a structured and systematic manner. Here are some examples of operational decisions that use a structured approach. Firstly, component supply vendors selections. Perodua needs to evaluate various suppliers based on cost, quality, delivery capability, and track record. This process is done systematically with score evaluation and periodic audits. Second, production scheduling. To meet market demand without waste, Perodua make decisions based on sales data, machine capacity, and human resource. They use analytical data to determine how many units need to be produced each week. And lastly, warehouse or service center relocation. If there is a proposal to open a new service center, Perodua will study customer locations, distance to the factory, logistic costs, and sales projections. All these examples show how important decisions in operations are not made randomly, but rather based on data, fixed criteria, and analytical models.
Now, I will explain the analysis and reflection based on Perodua's inventory management and supply chain strategies. Let's start with inventory management. Perodua uses three main types of inventory: raw materials, work in progress, and finished goods. To manage this, they follow the just-in-time system and the Kanban system, which they learned from Toyota. This system helps Perodua reduce extra stock and save warehouse costs. But in real life, this method has weaknesses. For example, in 2021, there was a global chip shortage. Perodua could not get semiconductor parts on time for overseas. Because they don't keep extra stock under JIT, they could not continue production. This caused delays in making cars like the Perodua MyV, even though many customers were waiting. Another example is during the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, lockdowns in Malaysia and other countries stopped suppliers from sending important parts like electronic chips and engines. Perodua had no backup stock because of JIT, so their production of cars like the Perodua Aza and Beza was delayed for months. This shows that JIT is not always suitable during emergencies.
Lastly, Perodua also uses forecasting tools like time series analysis, which means using past sales data to predict future demand, and use CPFR methods. In these methods, Perodua shares information with suppliers, dealers, and retailers to improve stock planning. So these tools are helpful but not always accurate. For example, in budget 2023, the government announced tax incentive for electric vehicles. So many customers suddenly become interested in EVs, but Perodua system did not catch this change early. So this shows that data alone is not enough. They also need human judgment and flexibility to respond quickly. Okay, now let's look at Perodua's supply chain strategy. So they use lean principle like 5S to keep the factory efficient. They help reduce waste and improve food quality. They also apply Kaizen system, which means continuous improvement. Perodua always finding small ways to do better, but in real life, 5S is hard to maintain. For example, during shift changes, some workers skip steps like shine or set in order. This causes bottlenecks and delays in production. Finally, Perodua use Kanban cards to manage their production flow. It helps control when to produce and avoids making too much stock. But in real life, Kanban has some challenges. For example, at Perodua Rawang plants, there was a shortage of front bumpers for the Beza model. Because of Kanban, workers could not continue the car without the part, even though everything else was ready. This shows that while Kanban is good for control, even small delays in parts can stop the entire process.
Overall, Perodua demonstrates a strong commitment to operational efficiency through its lean manufacturing practice, supply chain strategies, and inventory management system like just-in-time, Kanban, and Kaizen. With advanced technologies such as ERP system and demand forecasting tools, Perodua reduces waste, lowers costs, and enhances customer satisfaction. Despite external challenges like the COVID-19 pandemic and the global chip shortage, Perodua continues to make structured, data-driven decisions using tools like decision trees, stimulations, and optimizations models. This systematic approach helps the company remain competitive in Malaysia's evolving automotive industry. Overall, Perodua must ensure that its structured system continue to improve efficiency and customer satisfaction, while remaining adaptable to external disruptions to avoid delays or production errors.